At the President's State of the Nation address, the 8th State of the Nation address, which was delivered to both houses of Parliament just this week. So this is exactly what he had to say. Listen.
And from being ranked as the 12th wealthiest nation in Africa when I took over, we have now moved 6 ranks to become the 6th wealthiest nation in the continent on account of the choices that we have made.
All right, so 6th wealthiest nation. Are you feeling as wealthy as Kenya? And is this in fact correct? I'm here with Kwame Owino, economist and the CEO of the Institute for Economic Affairs. Thank you for your time, Kwame. So are we the 6th wealthiest nation in Africa?
I mean, what the president cited was, okay, so we looked at data. What the president cited was the gross domestic product, which is GDP, which is a total amount of output in an economy in a year. So if you rank Kenya by that, in terms of size, it is. But it doesn't mean we are the 6th richest. One of the ways of measuring wealth is basically saying how many people is this amount of output distributed across. When you do that for Kenya, we are actually 22nd. That's the most exact way of measuring how GDP and welfare can be connected. So I think the president cites one right figure, but the interpretation that he gives it, he suggests, and Kenyans take that, is wrong. Okay. So that's the first. I think the second thing is that, I think it's President Museveni who once said, while visiting Kenya, that it's a silly thing for pygmies to be arguing about who's the tallest.
Okay.
So the African continent has very many poor countries that just being 6th in Africa doesn't tell you much, actually. Okay. Kenya is still outside 100 richest countries in the world in terms of per capita income.
So if we were to be the 6th wealthiest nation in Africa, how would I feel? How would I experience that? How would every Kenyan experience that? Because most of them would tell you it's been a hard year. Yeah. It's been a hard 2 years, with the COVID-19 pandemic and possibly even before that. How would we feel and experience being the 6th wealthiest on the continent?
Okay, so what it means is the richest country on the continent, based on the numbers that he cited, is, in per capita terms, is actually Seychelles and Mauritius. They tend to be small countries, countries a million people or less, at $13,000 per person per year.
Okay.
Which means your average Seychellois or Mauritian person earns about $1,000 a month. A Kenyan today earns $2,000 in a whole year. So to be 6th means our income would be 4 times larger per person. Okay. Which would be $8,000 in a year. It means the average Kenyan would be earning about 750,000 shillings. 75,000 shillings per month.
Per month.
Yes.
Right.
So that means, our pockets on an average basis would be 4 times bigger than what they are now.
And that is not the average earning for Kenyans in the country right now?
No, it's 2. It would have to be 4 times what we're earning today.
Okay.
Which would mean that even Kenyan incomes would be actually 1/3 bigger than what it is even in South Africa, because South Africa is about 6,500. So.
And who are the wealthiest in Africa?
I told you, Seychelles and Mauritius.
And Mauritius.
Yes, they're smaller. They tend to be smaller countries.
So there's a lot more money to go around because of the smaller population and more output?
Well, that's it. The other smaller countries with high incomes are Botswana and Gabon. Okay. Obviously, very mineral rich. And small populations. So obviously, and they tend to be a little bit more open economies for Seychelles, Mauritius, and of course for Kenya, for Botswana as well. So that's it. So just being big, if you think about what the president said, if you think about wealth, the Nigerians would be the wealthiest in Africa because they have the biggest economy, but they also have the biggest population. When you split that by it, Nigerian income per year comes to about $2,400. Kenya's is about $2,000. So it gives you a completely different one. So Kenya and Nigeria are in the bottom 20.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
among Africans.
Tell me, what is your overall state, of the economy? We know what the president presented, but what's your assessment of Kenya's economy right now, just as we close?
Well, I think one of the things and that's one of the things that this country has to overcome before we can make the kind of good statements the president was suggesting. Often in this country, if you look at rainfall, you can tell what the state of the economy is. You can tell the Met Department has been suggesting we had failed rains in April, and it's going to fail again now. So obviously it's not good, because the first thing that happens when we grow in Kenya, I mean, when we have sufficient rains, you have almost 2.5% of GDP growth, regardless, just coming from rains. So because that is not there, it's going to be much, much tighter than, and Kenyans can feel it. Food prices are going up.
Yeah.
And as you can tell often, the food basket in Kenya, Kenyans spend about 45% of their total income just buying food.
Yeah.
So if the prices of food go up, it means that people really face hard times.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for that. And thanks for putting that into perspective. Kwame Owino, who's the CEO of the Institute for Economic Affairs in Kenya. Thank you for that. And that's our explainer tonight.
Thank you.